Imagine you're standing on a high hill, looking out over the landscape. You can see your own village clearly, but beyond that, there are forests, rivers, and even other villages you didn't know existed. From your vantage point, you can see opportunities for trade, but also threats, like a storm forming on the horizon or another group moving closer. That's what environment scanning is all about. It's the practice of looking beyond the walls of your organization to identify both opportunities and threats in the broader environment. As a vigilant leader, your role doesn't stop at managing what's happening inside your organization. You need to develop the ability to constantly scan the external environment, your industry, competitors, markets, and even global trends, so you can anticipate changes before they affect your business. External environmental scanning is the process of continuously monitoring the outside world to gather information that might impact your business. This isn't just about keeping an eye on your competitors. It's about looking at the broader picture, including economic trends, social changes, technological advancements, and even political movements. Think about the sudden rise of remote work. Companies that were actively scanning the environment recognized this trend early and were able to adapt quickly, while others struggled to keep up. Leaders who regularly scan the environment are the first to identify new opportunities and threats, allowing them to make proactive decisions rather than reacting after it's too late. One of the most effective tools for external scanning is the PEST analysis, or PEST. This framework helps you evaluate the political, economic, social, and technological factors that might impact your business. Let's break it down. Let's start with political factors. Government policies, regulations, and political stability can greatly impact businesses. For instance, changes in trade policies or tax laws can affect your supply chain or profitability. Vigilant leaders keep an eye on those shifts so they can adjust their strategies in time. And then there's the economic factors. Economic trends like inflation, interest rates, or changes in consumer spending can either create opportunities or pose threats. A vigilant leader needs to understand how economic fluctuations could affect their industry and prepare accordingly. And then we have the social factors. Changes in societal values, demographics, or consumer behavior can have a huge impact. For example, the increasing focus on sustainability has pushed many companies to adopt greener practices. By scanning for these social trends, you can align your business with the evolving expectations of your customers. And finally, technological factors. Technological advancements are often the biggest disruptors. Companies that fail to stay ahead of technological changes, like Blockbuster ignoring the rise of digital streaming, risk being left behind. A vigilant leader stays informed about emerging technologies that could impact their industry. Conducting a regular PEST analysis gives you a comprehensive view of the external forces at play and helps you spot early warning signs of potential disruptions or opportunities. And your competitors are a treasure trove of information. A key part of external scanning involves studying what your competitors are doing, and not just their products and services. Pay attention to how they market, how they're positioning themselves in the industry, and what innovations they're investing in. Think about the rivalry between Apple and Samsung. Both companies constantly scan what the other is doing. When Samsung releases a new feature, Apple takes note and responds accordingly, and vice versa. This back-and-forth competition keeps both companies at the forefront of smartphone industry. But it's not just about copying your competitors. It's about identifying what they're doing well and what opportunities they might be missing. A vigilant leader looks for gaps in the market that competitors haven't yet filled and seizes those opportunities. In the digital age, technology has made external environmental scanning easier than ever. With tools like AI-powered analytics, market research platforms, and social media listening tools, leaders can gather real-time data on industry trends, customer sentiment, and even competitor activity. These tools help vigilant leaders stay ahead of the curve by providing actionable insights based on the latest information. For example, companies like Tesla don't just rely on traditional market research. They use real-time data and analytics to constantly monitor consumer behavior and industry trends. This allows them to adapt their strategies quickly and effectively. As a vigilant leader, you should explore how technology can help you scan the environment more efficiently. The more data you have, the more informed your decisions will be. Let's take a look at a company that mastered the art of external scanning, Airbnb. In its early days, Airbnb didn't just focus on what other hospitality businesses were doing. They paid close attention to broader social and technological trends. They noticed that people were becoming more comfortable with the idea of the sharing economy thanks to platforms like Uber. They also recognized a growing desire for more personalized local experiences rather than staying in traditional hotels. By scanning the environment and understanding these trends, Airbnb was able to position itself as a disruptor in the hospitality industry, offering an entirely new experience. Their vigilance allowed them to anticipate a shift in consumer behavior before most of the traditional hotel chains did. One of the most important skills of a vigilant leader is the ability to pick up on weak signals, subtle hints that something big might be on the horizon. Weak signals are often the earliest signs of major changes, but they're easy to miss if you're not paying attention. Take the rise of electric vehicles, or EVs. Early signals of this shift were subtle. Increased investment in battery technology, small government incentives for EV buyers, and niche interest from environmentally conscious consumers. Companies like Tesla picked up on these weak signals early and positioned themselves to dominate the EV market. Meanwhile, traditional car manufacturers were slower to react and are now playing catch-up. Weak signals might come from a variety of sources: customer feedback, minor shifts in sales data, new patents being filed, or changes in government policy. As a vigilant leader, you need to train yourself to notice these small indicators and act on them before they turn into full-blown trends. So how can you develop your environmental scanning skills? Start by setting aside time each week to look beyond your day-to-day operations. Read industry reports, follow thought leaders in your field, and pay attention to news and trends in adjacent industries. Encourage your team to do the same. Build a culture where everyone is responsible for keeping an eye on the external environment and sharing insights with the rest of the organization. You might be surprised by how much valuable information your employees can gather from their own networks and observations. And remember, environmental scanning isn't a one-time activity. It's something you need to do continuously, as the world is constantly changing. Stay curious, stay informed, and always be looking for what's next. External environmental scanning is a key component of vigilant leadership. By looking beyond your own organization, you can spot emerging trends, understand shifts in consumer behavior, and prepare for challenges before they become crises. Whether it's through tools like PEST analysis, competitor research, or simply keeping an eye on broader global trends, this process ensures that you're never caught off guard by the changes happening around you. In the next lesson, we'll explore how you can identify weak signals in your industry and use them to make proactive decisions. But for now, think about what you're currently scanning in your external environment. Are you looking at the big picture, or are you focused only on your immediate surroundings? Start expanding your view, and you'll begin to see opportunities and threats that others might miss.